Each week we listen to an album, here's a remind. Just know it's gonna take about 3 hours of your time to hear us complain or praise each other's taste. But no matter what, at the end of the day, we're just best friends who love different music. We are earbuds, earbuds, earbuds. This is Earbuds.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Earbuds. If you're watching this on YouTube, first of all, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe and comment down below. Tell us everything you're thinking about. We want to know, we really do. Good or bad, good or bad. And if you don't want to watch it on YouTube, but you think that's your only option, no. Find us on all podcast platforms and follow us there. You can download the audio-only episodes and listen to them on your way to freaking work, baby.
Oh my God! Also, for the next several episodes, you're going to hear the show referred to as Turned Tables. That is not the truth. The show is Earbuds. We decided to change the name after we recorded a couple episodes. So deal with it. It's the same show. We're just calling it something else. Don't be so confused all the time. Comment down below if you think the name Turned Tables is better. There's nothing we're going to do to change it at this point, but just let us know. Enjoy the show.
This is Earbuds.
This is the show where two best friends for over, God, what's it been?
15 years?
I mean,
hello.
We bring one of our musical selections to the other who maybe hasn't heard it, maybe hasn't delved into that side of because we have a similar music taste somewhere in the middle, but our tastes diverge at
much like a
point.
certain teen novel series. They're divergent tastes.
Yes.
But we meet in the middle, and so we say, well, let's do a quick recap. We started with the new Fall Out Boy album.
Yes.
Here's one everyone can get on board with, or not, whatever.
Yeah.
We like it.
We like it.
So then we went to Green Day, something we both like, led to that. Now we're starting to take our little,
Yes.
we might start going here and there. Some we're going to like, some we might not like. I don't know, but we're going to discuss music, the only thing we actually like.
Yes.
And we will find out what's really going on in each other's brains. And you're going to like it too, because we're actually kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I think it's always interesting because growing up, it always felt like music was something you couldn't discuss with anyone, at least to me, because people would make fun of me for what I liked.
No matter what you like, you're going to get made fun of.
And even you see those guys on TikTok and stuff, the little needle drop guy or whatever, and he's like, this album sucks. And you're like, well, you suck.
Yeah. What's your opinion to me?
Who are you? And we're going to talk about music.
Well, sometimes people don't. I think music is kind of personal. You go to concerts and everyone likes that and you make friends. But outside of that, it's like.
Never happened to me. But okay.
Yeah, me neither. You like what you like. And then.
No, that has happened to me. Okay, go ahead.
You try to show, or you have that on and someone doesn't have the same knowledge of this band or the same background with them, and it just isn't the same. Trying to playing a song out of context for someone just seems like bad news.
Yeah. And I've always been of the opinion you have to listen to the full album.
Yeah.
I'm not doing a Spotify playlist. I'm not doing anything. If there's a song I hear that I like, I'm going to listen to the full album and get a lay of the land. So that's why I was excited when you brought one of your favorite bands. Is it safe to say your favorite band?
Top three.
Okay, we'll get into that top three eventually.
I was thinking about it because I said, what's the band that I have the most shit of is Descendents. So off of Green Day, I said, let's go back to there. Because we talked about doing the Replacements briefly. I did listen to one of their albums, and it is good. It's right in my wheelhouse, and I said, well, we should have done that. But I'm trying to start the show on we said we're going to do. But it is that this is kind of my pocket here. To use a phrase I used this weekend, this is my bag.
Yes.
This area of punk music.
Yeah.
80s, 90s, today.
Punk rock with a little tongue in your cheek, isn't it?
Yes, everything around this era is great. And I love how with Descendents, they inspired Green Day.
Sure.
Blink-182, stuff we'll get to later. Bunch of bands. They've also been in a bunch of different bands. Their drummer's in Black Flag. He's produced a bunch of stuff. All these bands all kind of commingle. They all know each other. All
these bands.
So I said, what's one that I think Landon might like? Just knowing that he likes duty humor, and it's kind of a fun, upbeat. This is what I like. This type of tempo.
Yeah.
This music, which is what will surprise you about my other favorite bands in the top 3. But this is up there for me.
Yeah.
Almost everything they put out, great. There's a couple songs I can't listen to.
Okay.
We'll get to those. Maybe.
On this album?
No.
Yeah.
These are all good.
Yeah, pretty solid.
There's one on another album that's just basically them farting. And
yeah, I think I read something about that.
I just got to go to the next song.
So I'll tell you what my experience with this band is. I've never listened to a single second of any of it. And it's odd because I do know that you have many markers of being a super fan of this band, including, but not limited to, tattoos on your very flesh. So it's always been something that, like, I'll get to that eventually. Because you know what, this is kind of the exercise of the podcast. We want to get to know each other better.
But it is a. I'm not going to make someone listen to something.
No, of course not.
And you don't want to go, I'm going to listen to that, and then what if you don't like it?
Well, that's always kind of been in the back of my mind. I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
So then I listen to it for this. If I can in some way be forced to do it, that makes it fine.
I think that goes along. Even my my girlfriend. Well, I'd say this is maybe one of her top 3 favorite bands too. Just coincidentally, both like them. But there's another band I listened to that has now she has become one of her favorite bands, and she's like, this is one of the best albums I've ever listened to from this other band. And she said, I actually didn't think I would like them because of a specific other band you listened to that I don't like. And for some reason, I thought because you like that band, this band would sound like that band.
Can we just use the names of these bands?
No. Yeah, we okay, so Touche Amore, who will probably come up, she loves this band now. Okay. And she goes, just because of their name, and I know you listen to some blues folk music from City and Color. She's like, it's just something I'm not into.
Sure.
I kind of thought it would sound like that.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't.
It doesn't.
So I was like, why did you think that? Why didn't you listen to it? And she's like, well, it's the same thing. I was like, well, I didn't want to listen to it, I guess. And like, it just seemed like, and now even with that stuff, she's like, well, now that I listen to it more, I kind of like both are kind of good. Yeah. You know?
Oh, that's good.
So
and we'll get to that.
We'll get to that later. But it's just something where you don't want to then tell people to listen to something. Because if you like it and someone says, I think that's bad. Yeah. You feel like shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we'll get into this album then.
Yeah. So this band, let me read the little thing the little first part of what's on Apple Music here.
Okay.
2004's Cool to Be You was the 6th Descendents album in 22 years, thereby proving that while their productivity was intermittent, their relevance to the punk community was undiminished. Milo Ackerman, the bespectacled biochemistry student who became the band's early figurehead and the inspiration for its famous line-drawn mascot, was past 40 at the time of this recording, but they still are good. So, blah, blah, blah. At this time, Blink-182 had eclipsed them in terms of popular success, but they still embodied an authentic, unmatched, younger pop punk feel, whatever. I think they are the band that sort of started pop punk, this sort of sound. And I had you listen to this one, like I said, just because I really don't think there's anything on here that I don't like.
Yeah.
And it's a newer one. The recording's good. They all sound great. Should we get into the first song? What do we want to do here?
Yeah, I will say that I started listening to their first album and I said, actually, you know what? I don't want to taint, because I think I told you last time I would do a little more background, but I decided, actually, you know what? I don't think I want to. I don't think I should. I want to go into this one. This is the one you picked.
Yep.
Let's just do this. So I stopped listening to the old one, and I listened to this like 80 more times instead.
And I don't have any. I love their first album and stuff, but it's just you don't want to say here's the first thing they ever did.
Yeah, well, and that's always the thing too. Like, I love Green Day, like we talked about, but I don't care to really listen to their first couple albums because it's not well recorded. It's not who they want to be. And then we talked about Fall Out Boy. They don't even consider their first album their first album because they're not artistically where they actually want to be yet.
I think some of my favorite bands, I have some where the first 2 or 3 albums, they're not for me.
Yeah.
And they will rarely play the stuff. You know, it's like,
yeah.
whatever. Same with this band. Some of the songs on that first album, they've said like, we don't feel that way anymore. Like we're not, we were 14 when we wrote those.
Yeah.
No one was supposed to hear this.
Right.
And now we're actually cool and old.
Which is interesting because someday we'll get to a band that I think their first album is actually their best.
There are a couple that I will probably pick their first album too. So
anyway, let's go ahead.
Let's get into this one. The first song's called
Talking. Ladies and gentlemen.
Talking about our life, no matter how much I don't like. Talking is never cheap between you and me. Looking how far we've come, and so we always come undone.
Look at my finger.
Maybe that's how it always has to be.
Joey really is a punk.
Chorus.
I'm out here alone, talking on the phone. Tensions are rising, it's never surprising. This is the way it goes. Maybe we'll fall rising.
Nope.
This is
Oh, I just
maybe we'll fall
ripped it.
in love when I get home.
He's a little nervous.
Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Yeah, he's a little nervous.
I know they're going to listen to this, so I'm just a little. This one was written by Milo, according to Wikipedia. Their drummer usually writes most of their songs,
That's what I was reading.
and then they will take turns writing lyrics for songs. But usually Bill is the one.
Bill
doing-
Stevenson, right?
Yes, he's a big producer now. Does guy can't
Big.
lose. Big, yeah. He's big behind them drums.
Great way to start an album,
Yep.
in my opinion. I think it's a perfect sort of opening statement, if you will, about. I mean, as far as even the musically, it's like immediately catchy, but also like off in a way. Like the syncopation is. There's something going on musically that's like, and it happens a few times throughout the album where it's like I can't quite get a foot on what's going on, and then it goes into the song and you're like, oh yeah.
There's something about them with Bill, especially the drummer. None of them really, I think, had lessons. It was just, I told you on the first album, he just found a bass and wrote bass parts.
Yeah.
And just figured it out. And same with drums. And I think there's kind of this, none of them are technically, it's just you're playing punk music and they're finding kind of weird, interesting ways to do it. And the lyrics in this, all of these are like, the choruses are all, it's all sort of like simple statements sometimes, but it's like every song has a good chorus, I think.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I mean, musically, yes, I agree. Lyrically, we'll get into some stuff that I don't think is good. But
Well, yeah.
but I also think that that's part of the charm and probably part of the point almost. I don't know much about their philosophy or anything like that, but
Well, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
I might know what you're talking about. But
Okay.
we'll get to it. But what like with this or any pop punk like Newfound Glory, sometimes it's simple and so it's like,
Yes.
but it's so catchy.
that's the thing.
Chord,
yes.
You're not saying like the most profound thing.
No.
This is about probably being on tour, I think,
Yeah.
and you are fighting with someone and not getting, and you're like, maybe we'll figure it out when we're in person.
Right.
Like all we can do right now is talk on the phone.
Yeah. Yada da yada da. and you go yada da 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 da.
You don't like that?
No, I do.
Okay, good.
I like that. That's cool, and it's funny. So many of these songs are just kind of funny, and you're like, yeah. And the bass line is always great.
So there's that.
I love the chorus too. You think it's going one way and then it goes another way and then it elevates to the second part of the chorus. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Let me look up the lyrics.
Let me lyrically look at this.
I'm out here alone talking on the phone, and then it goes down to like the weird tensions are rising. It's never surprising, and then it goes up, and then it elevates up to this is the way it goes.
Should I play this?
Yeah,
maybe
go ahead.
This is the.
I'm out here alone.
Yeah.
Talking on the phone.
Then we go down.
Tensions are rising. It's never surprising. This is the way it goes.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll fall in love
That's good.
when I get home.
So good way to start an album.
Great start, and then we go into
Nothing with You is number 2.
potentially a better song.
I think so.
Go ahead.
I don't wanna move. I'll just sit here in my living room and see what's on the
You just want to go to the show. That's what I love. I want to see it live.
Yep.
people knock on my door, ringing my phone, telling me
Still great live. Just saw him last year.
to satisfy them, but what about me?
Love that.
Milo wears a little water bottle on him.
I
'Cause
watched.
he's old.
I watched some live videos, and he has a little strap on his glasses, and he's just looking like a old
He's
guy.
just a dad guy.
Yeah, and he's just
And still
they're
some of
rocking out.
the most energetic shows I've been to.
yeah. It looked like a good time.
So very fun. But this is just about hanging out with someone you love.
Yeah.
Not wanting to do anything, right?
Which is funny because, so as we pointed out last week with Green Day, so many of the songs have the similar. It's all kind of, and that's just punk, isn't it?
That's
It's like
why I
there's-
thought of this album.
Yeah,
Because of this song.
and it is funny because sometimes I bristle at this, where it's like, you are 50 now.
Mm-hmm.
How are you still just talking about the same shit?
Mm-hmm.
But I've kind of come around on that with Blink-182, No Found Glory, all these people who are basically writing the same song that they did when they were 20. I used to get mad at it, but now I think I'm fine with it.
There's also no way to win because if you change
Right.
it up, people are
Right.
going to be like, "That's not what we liked about you." Even with Green Day, whatever.
Yeah.
But then it's like if you do the same thing, then people will say,
Yeah.
And this is I like their sound. I
Yeah.
like his voice. So I'm like, when they put out new stuff, it all kind of follow. They're not going out of their lane,
Right.
but I'm like, but I like it's like their newest album.
Mm-hmm.
They are like 50, whatever, and it's like, yeah, it's great. They're doing the same. It's like the same stuff, but
Right,
it's
right,
like new version, new songs, new ideas of that stuff.
Sure.
This is fun, and it's not supposed. I mean, like, where is it? Let's see here.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, we didn't.
About to a dinner time, Seinfeld, Simpson, so-called live.
Yeah.
Seen the reruns 20 million times.
That's when I realized I know why you like them.
Because they like this.
Here in my living room and see what's on the tube.
The bass is always the best part to me.
And it's so high in the mix.
Yeah.
You can just hear it just doing its own thing.
Huh? He's just riding around up there. And so often it's just up high. I love that.
And I think that was Mark Hoppus said that was why he plays his bass the way he plays.
Makes sense. Because I love when a bass player will do that in a song, but usually it's held back. Like usually they don't do it. It's just that at a certain point when they need to hit that next level for like the last chorus or like a bridge or something. But they're kind of just doing it all the time.
Yeah.
And I love it.
And Carl, who's their bassist now and for this album, he wrote some of these. So I think he
Carl, you're doing
he
fine.
gets to get in there and do his thing.
Hey, Carl, good job.
Hey, Carl.
No, I like this song a lot. Great second song.
Yeah, I do like it better than the first song.
Yeah.
But I think the first song is a good way to get back into, what was it? Whatever, 6 years after the last one. And
Yeah, you gotta remind people what we're about.
Yeah.
That's why I think I like how the first song just starts kind of like a cacophony of noise almost.
Yeah.
And like you're just like, yeah, my guys are back.
Yep.
I assume is how you would feel.
That's how I felt when I was 10. When this came out. Next one.
Now we're getting it. Can I say one little piece before we get to some of this song? You know how people are like, Elon Musk is the most divorced man on Twitter because he's doing certain things that are like just seem kind of sad.
Yeah.
Some of these songs, yeah, I don't know if anyone was even divorced. It might just be hypothetical, whatever.
Yep.
Some of these songs are like, all right, I understand you're upset that your ex-wife didn't like you touring. I understand that your girlfriend's mad and she has custody of your kid because you're always gone.
We'll get to Maddie.
But
this is also, yes, there is they are the losers, right? And this is where I think they think even, I mean, there's some of this on this album as you're getting into song 3, but some of their old songs of sort of being the loser character, right?
Right.
People are like, okay, we get that shtick, but that's, I think, who they are. And at this point they're 40 and they're probably trying to write about what they're going through. But there's a lot of songs about someone doesn't want to be with them, or, you know, and that's where these, I think, pop punk bands started to get their like, oh, we can write songs about that. Like we have bad relationship stuff, or
this one doesn't read to me as if they think they're in the wrong, or like, I don't know. This one does. Go ahead and play.
Let's get into it and then we'll talk about it.
All right, go ahead.
And I'm not married to any of these songs. If we want to drop them off the record, we can.
Hey, the guy writing this doesn't seem to be married either. Who wrote these lyrics? Do we know?
This is Carl. So maybe you don't
Shit.
like Carl.
Lyrically, Carl is weak. Bass-wise, Carl is a god. I love this
I do
part.
like this part, though.
Yeah. I like the song, Joey.
Take these down. I feel stupid.
No,
This is on the
come on,
table.
come on. This is why we shouldn't have done this.
I'm scared for whatever bullshit you think. No.
No. Okay, let's. I love the pre-chorus.
And then it gets back into
Try talking about it. Yeah.
I don't mind the lyrics. I think people write about the shit they're going through. And
Of course.
It's a one-sided thing, right?
Yeah, and that's I understand.
And I think especially this type of music from this, maybe that time period too, where this is essentially a 20-year-old album at this point also.
That's true.
This is 2004. A lot of these songs that we look back on, I'll listen to Newfound Glory, right? And a lot of songs are like, okay, you didn't do anything wrong. You know, it's like...
Well, yeah, I know. I just... And then we get into some other stuff later in the album where it just seems like... It seems like a child's version or like a teenager's version of how stuff happens. And to me, some stuff... I know I just said I don't mind that, but some stuff I do mind that. I don't know. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, I guess, for me.
Well, and not to keep going back to Newfound Glory, it's just in my head, but like their newest album,
I don't like any of the lyrics.
It's just like you are a certain age. And I feel that way about this, but I also give them some leeway because in my head, especially when I was growing up listening to them. So I was 12 when this came out, and I probably started listening to them, I don't know, 13, 14. Everything to me was like the same. I didn't know this came out 2 years ago versus the album that came out in 1982.
Sure.
it to me was guys that were singing about this stuff when they were younger.
Yeah.
And they do have the air of the band is like, we're just guys singing about stuff like that just happened to gain popularity.
Sure.
There's no importance of like, this is right. Like if you're in a relationship,
oh no,
and your wife breaks up with you, it's her fault. You know, like I tried everything.
Yeah. I don't even really mean it that way. It feels a little more sad than like,
We'll get to track 9.
Okay. I don't musically, like I said, I like it. I love the little pre-chorus into the chorus. Well, they do have songs too where it's like when you listen to them, you're like, this is great. All this music is fat, but then some of the lyrics are like, okay. And that's some of their older stuff, some of their older albums. And they've got a lot of output because even All is just them without Milo, which everyone's mad about if you watch their documentary, which I have several times. And the guys in that band are so sad. The guys that were the singers that they interviewed, like everyone just shouted Milo at me. It's like, sorry, it's got a voice. Okay, what do you think about this then? Okay, here's the week.
This one's weak to you.
The week. Yep. Oh, this is Carl too. According to my
and Dog and Pony Show. He's mad about stuff.
Carl's going through some stuff.
Aha. Okay.
Yep. Again, I like the music. I agree with the politics. And this is a time when everyone was kind of having their moment to say, I'm not happy with what's going on right now.
Guess what just happened a couple years before this? You ever been to New York?
What? Yeah. So I get it. I like from what I read, this was like their first foray into being political in any kind of way.
Yeah. Yep. As far as I can recall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which, I mean,
is it that they're not really saying? I mean, it is like one of those things where you agree with it and you go.
To me, again, it feels like, maybe it's just Carl.
Okay.
Because it feels to me again like a middle schooler's understanding of, or just like a and not that you need to be nuanced in a protest punk song. You know, I don't want people to get the wrong idea.
Why I don't
understand.
Care.
Yeah. I just
because you go see it live and you're all shouting with people that are on your side and you're happy and
and you finish up your drink, go home.
Yeah.
Do it. Go on. You gotta know the truth before you say you got pride. You got to.
You do.
You do. I'm not disagreeing with any of it. It feels like something I would have written in middle school after I listened to American Idiot and was like, yeah. You know?
But again, and I'm not going to defend everything I play on this show. There's some lyrics I listen when I'm starting to listen to, like, you're going to listen to it. I'm like, oh no, someone's going to hear this. But it is they're just a couple guys that are like, here's a punk song.
After the first listen, I was like, oh no. And then I listened to this album probably 30 times in the last week.
That's insane.
Well,
that's why you said you didn't have time to listen to other stuff.
Yeah. Well, I want to give it the time it deserves.
Yeah. And you are listening to it in a different way than I heard it.
That's the thing. I'm a 30-year-old who has my life's context.
Yeah.
I'm not 12 listening to it. And I'm sure if I was 12 listening to it, because people listening to this right now will be like, Or if we ever get to American Idiot,
Yeah.
like people don't think that album's good and think it's like cheesy and stuff, which it probably is listening to it now.
Yeah.
But in that period of time, it changed our whole generation's sort of reaction to politics and like involvement in politics, which I'm sure this would too if I had heard it. You know,
Well, yes,
it's
because
always
you've
about
got
where
your-
you hear
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I understand all that, and I think like I said, by the 30th time, well, not even, it didn't take me to the 30th time. I listened to it 4 or 5 times, and then kind of, I got it. I started to get it. Like, this is the charm of these guys. This isn't poetry. This is punk. We're not doing this to show you a nuanced point of view. We're showing you our point of view, which is this sucks.
I think it's all reactionary, which is what punk is. Something happens, and some songs on this album, like I'll talk about further, but like this one is, I think, reactionary. Here's how I feel about this. Like, all these people that are even more so now. That's the thing, is you always listen to this and it's like, man, stuff's just worse. You feel bad.
Yeah.
Because it's like bands like Anti-Flag that they just put out like their 10th album and it's like the same. It's like, but what's changing? They're just still mad about like America.
Right.
And it's like, it is that where you're like, man, they still feel this. Like,
And nothing is,
they haven't
helped anything.
Yeah. And it's like every song is kind of the same now. I think this is like, it was novel for them to do this, but they've gotten more into it. Like, I have a 7-inch they put out when Donald Trump was president that's very much like, this, we can't do this.
Yeah.
Like, there's homophobes, blah, blah. You know, it's like,
Well, it's like when Jim Gaffigan finally went on a Twitter tirade when Trump was president and lost probably half of his fan base.
that reminds me, I got to text my dad back. I guess we're gonna go see him. I guess I gotta tell him we're free.
Yeah.
You and me.
But that I'm sure, you know, you're doing a thing and then you become so fed up with stuff that you're like, well, I have a platform. I have to do something about this. It's just, for me, this song, as a 30-year-old in 2023, felt a little not as substantive as I would have liked a political punk protest song to be. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I know.
For me, since we're doing a couple of these before we put the show out,
Sure.
I think we should just not do the show. I'm happy with your take on it.
Yay!
I'm not here to, if I really do like a song, I'm gonna tell you. I think it's fun. That's where I stand with this band. There's bands I listen to where I'm like, these songs are important to me.
Right.
And these are in a different way.
Yeah.
This is just what my brain likes. This is what my brain sounds like, you know?
And I'm with you.
I like all these.
I like this song.
What
I
about-
like all these songs.
What about the next song?
What's the next one?
Dog and Pony Show.
It's fine.
This is a Carl song.
I know. Actually, I do like this one. I love that. Carl can do whatever the hell he wants if he gives me a bass line like that.
Just a lot of sad people, forgive them, Lord. They don't care what they do or who they do it to.
No, yeah, this song is great.
I like this song because I can sort of relate to it.
What?
I do a lot of cocaine. I think the song is about parties suck, right? Is that not what are you getting from it? I'm getting people going to a bar.
Yeah.
They're kind of observing it from not necessarily a place of being above it, but
Yeah.
like kind of being introspective about what's actually going on here, and from a very negative point of view.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think that's maybe where I take a stand on it at 30 in the year 2023. We have to keep saying that now. How old we are.
No.
But I think
We're 20.
Wait,
shut up. Oh, we missed I like how he says tight.
Yeah.
Tight. Telling me.
Sounds like Weird Al.
You know what this sounds like to me? Well, that part especially is
Yeah.
Say anything. Just the way that Max Bemis eats every syllable
with his tongue sticking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
which I'm sure he was inspired by.
Oh, he must be. Let's ask him.
Okay.
Mr. Bemis?
We'll get
him on the show. I think you have to pay him or something.
Yeah.
But I like this song. Yeah. It is sort of a negative. I think all their songs are a little tongue-in-cheek, too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't take anything super seriously, but I think this is their kind of dorks that don't drink or do drugs. And they even said when they started the band, like, a lot of punk at the time was, like, people doing heroin. It was, like,
right.
The Germs or Sex Pistols. It was all this stuff that was about the partying aspect. And we're like, we go to school. Like, Milo Goes to College is about him literally going to college to become a biochemist. Yeah. So...
No, I like that a lot.
And that was my feeling about these things. Yeah. We had friends that party. I had roommates that partied. And I was like, I don't
It's the dog and pony show, man.
I was like, this is a freaking dog and pony show. They're telling me to buzz off. But because they're also mad about, like, the women. They're saying, like, they don't care. But then it's like they're also being told to.
They're being rejected also.
Yes.
Because it's just they don't have a place there. It's not for them, and they're
mad that they don't like it, but they're also mad that they're not able to fit in.
Yeah,
and they are 40, saying this.
Well,
you write about your life. Oh, now you like it.
Well, if the song is good, I like it.
Yeah, it really does come down to that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do we have anything more to say about this one?
I like it, and I like the fact that it is. This seems the least on the nose as far as, like, well, the fact that we feel like it could even be up for interpretation in any way, which there are some parts there at the end where it's like, I understand. But just, I don't know, it's using some figurative language and there's a little more, not that I need that, but I like it.
Yeah.
I like when a writer is writing. You don't have to tell me exactly how you're feeling.
Okay, but we're going to get to those albums, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like this for this.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm saying. But I like that they have that.
But don't tell Carl to do something that he doesn't want to do.
I said Carl can do
just
anything.
A lot of sad people caught in between desire and despair. I guess I'll see you there. Like that.
That's
like
great. That's more poetic than anything else he
doesn't like it, but he's like, I want to fit in.
Yeah.
Which is always their stupid little thing they're saying.
It's not stupid. It's good.
No. I think we're done.
I like this song from Carl.
Okay, so we've got this one, which is about, the drugs and the smexing and having smacks.
And finding one's place in all of it.
Yep. And so that's kind of a deeper song. Mm-hmm. This one's called Blast Off. Favorite song on the album.
Me?
Yeah. Is your name Landon?
I didn't hear what you said.
I can't hear
I'm
myself.
listening to my favorite song. No, you're going to be shocked with what I have to say about this. Okay.
Jalapeno, habanero, burning all your head on arrow, peeking you, and Vindaloo, they're gonna get ya too. You know those red things in the compound. Don't say I didn't warn you now. Take the time to pick them out, or the spider gets scratchy and it's time to count down.
They're talking about pooping. Yeah.
Just to give you a little idea, when I first heard this song, I didn't catch that. That when I was a kid.
Oh, sure.
Then like later listening through, I was like, oh no.
Well, the first time I listened to it, I was like half listening to the lyrics. I just threw it on, kind of in the background. Well, he kept saying "blast off at Cape Canaveral." I was like, "What the hell is this about?" But then the second time, when I was doing it more as a research, and the spider is certainly
insane.
4, 3, 2, 1, blast off!
Yeah. I mean, it's probably my least favorite song on the album.
Okay. But you didn't laugh?
Does that hurt your feelings?
Did you laugh?
Yeah. It's funny.
No, I didn't. I just told you I skipped the song where they're farting in the van. And I've seen them do that one live too. I'm like, you don't have to do this
Blast
one.
Off?
No, there's one
the
called
fart one?
Van where it's just about them farting in their van.
Sure. Look, I like stuff like that. I usually find it funny.
You're above the. You were just listening to this one on your your golden throne. Not funny.
It was funny. I'm laughing. It's just not. I like most every song better.
Well, because
so
the other
hard?
ones kind of have a. This is sort of a.
It's the fun song.
Fun song, right?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's Blink-182 made a career out of it.
Yep.
They made them their singles.
Mm-hmm. And what songs do you like better? The ones that aren't those ones.
Of course.
Yeah. So what else do we have to say about this? It's funny.
It's fun. It's funny. It's,
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Now we do this one.
This is good.
Milo wrote this one.
Why do I daydream? Oh, why do
Silly
I
and
get
serious.
my hopes
What?
He can kind of be silly and serious. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Walter Mitty.
It's weird that they invented Walter Mitty,
I know.
and then Ben Stiller
Ben
made
Stiller.
the movie years later.
Well, he was inspired by
The
that.
fan. Shut up.
is the only product in there. My mind is a dream-filled balloon, dripping dreams into my shoes.
Ew.
To face the real world, and when I fall down hard. When will I ever learn? Don't take your dreams to heart. You'll only wind up getting burned.
Okay.
And do you think that's a Simpsons thing?
Yeah.
He's like, burns.
Burns.
I'm kidding. I forget that people don't know that we try to be funny.
We tried to-
fans of this show.
Yeah, we have to be sincere in this show, and it makes me sweaty.
I love this song. Good one.
Yep.
To me.
Good song about just doing your dreams.
Just do your dreams. Dang it.
I
I like it. I mean, I don't have much else to say about it. It's good.
Yeah.
Is it my favorite from the album? No, but it's in the upper, I would say.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
kind of in the middle, I guess, actually.
we're hitting the middle of the album here.
Yeah,
But-
this is where you hide a song like this, where it's not exactly.
Now we're
It's
getting
just a good album track. It's good.
we're getting to another Carl one, which I'll say before I hear what you have to say.
Go ahead.
One of my favorites of their songs.
One of my favorites.
One of my favorites. Nope.
What is that?
Wrong show. Cool to be you.
I don't believe in unity. It's just one more abandoned dream. Once the people get together, it's easy to see. It's just a matter of time before they come after me. But it must be pretty cool to be you with your brothers at your back protecting you. Must be pretty cool to know you belong. Isolated my whole life, count scars in the land of the smiling nights. Yes, I'm envious, it's true, but it must be cool to be you.
This gets me a thought. So I guess
This
Carl's
gets-
kind of an enigma to me because he's right at 50% for me and being the two of my favorites from the album and two of my lesser.
Well, and yeah, I'm just surprised that he wrote. I didn't realize he wrote. I mean, when they say writer, it's like, are all the lyrics his? What's
They're
going
probably
on
all
here?
helping
You know what I
out
mean?
each other.
So yeah, but then it goes through a couple different more scenarios. With I just love the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm envious. It's true, but it must be cool to be you.
Yeah,
and I like this part.
Must be cool.
yeah. Wait, hey.
Oh, sorry.
Come on.
Must be cool.
Must be cool. No, this is good. A takedown of the church.
Takedown of the church, about a takedown of families.
Yeah.
But it's taking it down in a way that's saying, I wish I had that.
Yeah.
Maybe a song you did or didn't hear from their first album, Suburban Home, which
No.
was written by a member of the band that is no longer in the band because I believe he is, and I know he is, dead. Like he was kind of a wild card, but their song Suburban Home, everyone thinks it's sort of a takedown of suburban life. And he said, no, it's
What I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I'm saying it earnestly because like my parents are like divorced. I don't see I want that.
Yeah.
I want that stability. You go, interesting.
Yeah.
You wish you had, great. You've got this religion that, makes you feel like you're right about everything.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. It's great. You have a family.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because it is, yeah, I think probably a lot of, it's kind of a universal sentiment probably with even people who hate,
Mm-hmm.
from either side of whatever the issue is. I imagine there is some form of jealousy or envy that goes on that's not stated and maybe not even known, but there always is that sort of like, what's the root of you being mad at this?
Yeah.
There could be some form of wanting it,
Mm-hmm.
and not having it is what makes you mad about it. I love this song.
Yeah, I do think, let's see, I was raised in the church and I was told to believe. I wonder if God believes in me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little, people always say that. I'm like, what are you talking about? I wonder if God believes in me.
Mm-hmm.
I just find, I'm like, it's one of those phrases people like, what does God even believe? Like, I don't believe in God. Does he believe? I just hear that a lot in things about where it's not really saying anything.
No.
It's like, well, if he was real, I guess he would. I don't know. Like,
well, yeah. If God were real, of course, God would believe.
yeah,
in the
it's one of
thing
those things where when
that
you
he
think about
created.
it, I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But it is
It usually kind of sounds good.
I love the chorus. Even this, I just like how this sounds.
Count stars in the land of the smiling nights. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
envious, it's true, but it must be cruel to be you.
I just want to listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ready?
It must be pretty cool to be you with your holy faith sustaining you. It must be pretty cool to know you belong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's all you need to know right there.
Yeah.
Because you can take it either way. It must be pretty cool. Or,
That's what I love about it. Yes, I'm envious. It's true.
Yeah.
But must be cool to be you.
Yeah. But
You're mad because they've got. Must be cool that you can fly all over and have first class and go to Dubai and post about it online. Great. Good for you.
mm-hmm.
Fuck you.
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
It was one time.
If you have to be on a plane so long that you have to get up and walk around so you don't get blood clots, good for you.
Yeah.
Mr.
Must
Long
be cool.
Flight Man.
But
Mr.
also,
Long Flight Man.
must be kind of cool.
Must be kind of cool. Yeah.
All right.
I wish I had that.
Now throw this one on. This is
Maddie. This is actually the first song that Bill writes on the album.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
that is interesting.
I will say that he did have a brain tumor.
Damn it.
Come on, baby, we gotta get our clothes on. There'll be no easy days, 'cause I've got no degree. You'll see your
Isn't that bass,
brother in
though?
a week or three.
Huh? Isn't that bass, though?
Sure of me, just don't let them see. 'Cause they're not that fond of me. They're gonna tell you that I'm not real.
Does that mean turn it off? No.
And I'll be the one
Let's get to where my jaw drops. Wait a minute. That's not what I thought it was about.
Well, when it starts with "Come on, baby, we got to get our clothes on,"
Yeah.
you kind of are imagining a couple people who have just been naked with each other for whatever types. Perhaps one laid on top of the other,
or the other laid on top, or sat up on top of the other.
Different iterations of naked people doing something.
Yes,
but yes, once you sort of find out that he's talking about,
it's about a 2-year-old,
his daughter, and we got to get clothes on because you got to go because I got to take you to whatever the absolute bitch who took you from me.
Yes,
is what I imagine someone might be saying in this situation. You'll see your brother in a week or 3. Here's a picture of me. Just don't let them see because they're not that fond of me. They're going to tell you that I'm not real. And then later on, he's like, but I am real. It's just such, I don't know. There's some lines in here that just aren't even a song.
It is a lot of just kind of talking, right?
That's what irritates me about it more than like
there's not really a chorus or a, not that I need that.
No, it's just,
you think it kind of meanders.
It just kind of, instead of fighting over you, I'll be the one. I'll be invisible. And there's no way they can brainwash you. I'll see it
and this
through.
is why, because they have another song called I'm the One, which is about a relationship, which came out before this one, which is another thing that made me think, oh, he's kind of referencing another relationship song, but it's actually about his kid.
Yeah.
He did say, and it is funny because we know someone kind of going through a similar.
We do?
It's about a guy who's basically his. So you are getting one side of this, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of your like.
Who do I know who's going?
We'll talk about it off air.
Oh, okay.
You ever heard of Bill Clinton? Oh. So you are getting one side of this story about sort of a bad relationship, right? And the mom is telling the kid, your dad's stupid. He's in a stupid band.
Yeah,
he's
sucks.
Not making any money. He can't support us.
Right.
I know he said in an interview, they asked him about that song because he was like, my daughter Maddie's 25. I've been married for 22 years. And his daughter is obviously from a different relationship from the wife he's been married to for 22 years. And they're like, do you want to talk about that song? And he was like, no, not really. And he said, they said, do you ever explain the lyrics of your songs to your kids? Which was kind of a weird, stupid question. Cause I'm like, their songs are not like, what do you have to explain to them?
It's not hard to decipher, really. It's a song called Maddie.
Yeah. And he was like, well, not really, except for Maddie. I did like a couple years ago because I wrote it when she was a kid. He's like, I sat her down and explained why I wrote this song about the situation.
And her being a 23-year-old woman was like, yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, she's like, I know what happened with you and my mom.
No, it's not a bad. I'm sure something like this is very hard. I'm sure lots of things. And when was this experience happening? Because there's the line of punk rock won't pay the bills, but it's like, I think you'll probably be pretty fine.
Well,
but I imagine this is being told from the perspective of someone young, trying to make it in the music industry when no one wants to take a chance and you're not getting money. So I understand that, but it's always funny from like the perspective of someone who's a millionaire.
Well, I would also say that their fan base has sort of been. There's those first couple albums came out and they did and they've always been touring, and it wasn't until maybe in the last decade or so where they realized people were still wanting to see them. It was one of those where they came back because they're like, we started doing this again because people kept asking. Right. Sort of like an American football sort of situation. Sure. They're like, oh, people are listening to this shit. So yeah, I think it is like they're not.
I know they're not. They weren't like ever mainstream. But
Yeah.
you're telling me Bill has been a big time producer for years.
I don't know, big time. What's the
you
biggest?
Said big.
I meant big, and he's done a lot. Oh, he's done a lot of albums. He's done like, what's the biggest band? Maybe like Rise Against or Silverstein, like some more commercial bands.
How much money do you need to raise a kid?
I think like $17
a week, probably. So you probably make that.
Hold on, wait a minute. Your question is how? Your question was how much money do you need to raise a kid? And your answer to that was about a week.
Well, you said $17, and I was saying, yeah, probably 17 a week.
Oh, a week. Okay. Yes. Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. But that's always funny to me. But I know it's from a point.
But
of
isn't
view,
that coming from his?
Yeah, from when it was happening.
From her point of view, though, and that like your dad's on the road. Like
punk rock doesn't.
She's
pay
saying
bills.
that to her.
Right. I just think you would be able to say, well, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But
I don't think it does.
Well, no, not at that point. That's what I'm saying. I understand, but
well, even up to their next album, which is 12 years later, Milo's just he was a college professor.
He's a biochemist,
and then they would just do this. They weren't,
I know, but don't you think they probably could have, if they didn't break up after every album?
You think bands make more money than they make?
No, I don't. I just think.
No, I think they realized that too, though. They're like, oh, we can. And then, because when he got let go from his job as a biochemist, spoiler alert, he got, I think, laid off from the college. And they're like, we got, because I think what they realized, he's like, we like hanging out. And we realize if we just book shows, we can all hang out.
Yeah.
So it was like a hobby thing at that point. Like we can do these because people still care. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know about. The song just doesn't have it's weird that it's like the first song on the B-side. Just in terms of sequencing for me, because I'm like, it's not really like it is kind of all over the place and just.
Yeah, which, I mean, as a piece of art telling this story, it makes sense. These are all just the frantic, tragic thoughts of a man who thinks his daughter's being brainwashed away from him and unrighteously taken from him. So in that way, it does make sense that the song is kind of all over the place in a way.
And he won, it sounds like. His daughter's with him. He was right.
He was right. We'll have fun every day, huh?
This dirty scoundrel tried to take her away from him. It is a personal song that's I think it is, like I said, reactionary to a situation he's dealing with.
Yeah.
And you're going to write a song about that. Mm-hmm. And that's punk.
Yeah.
Is it my favorite song on the album? No.
Yeah. I just there's a better song on this album that's about something very personal that I like a lot more. So we can get to that. It's fine. It's not my favorite. Go ahead.
I thought there was going to be the part where there's like, oh man, I'm not going to find it this way. I'm really not going to find it this way. There's like a part in the movie he's like, no, he's kind of like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. This one.
Oh yeah.
There's no easy way to tell you what is real. So come
That's it.
You like that or you don't?
I actually like that.
Oh yeah. Again, musically, I like it. I like every song.
I like their sound. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You can get away with anything if you're giving me the sound. So go ahead. I
like the song and I like Bill and I feel bad for him.
I feel bad for him too. It's just
he's a nice guy.
I'm sure he is, and I'm sure that's a heartbreaking situation to be in. And you want to follow your dream, but you also have a kid to take care of. And you want both. I understand this is a hard play. I'm just telling you how it hit me as I sit here today as a 30-year-old in 2023.
I'm just making sure we have enough time.
We don't. Go to the next one.
We've got time. You know what I like about when I saw them live, they'll watch the other bands. It's not something you see.
They just seem like good guys.
He's actually, I went and saw them.
Keep talking.
He played with Alkaline Trio. And he snuck out onto the stage and sat behind the cabinets to sit and talk to the drum player during the show. And they're like, Matt Skiba was like, there's Bill's on stage, like, we love him. And he just kind of waved and was like joking around with them. I'm like, you don't have to do that. You're 50.
They just seem like cool, nice guys. I would want to hang out with them.
I hope to someday. Here's Mass Nerder.
Carl wrote this?
Nope.
Oh. I was going to say, I don't think so, right?
I think this is Milo.
Has to be.
When I find Wikipedia, yeah.
It's his theme song.
Yeah. With my thick specs.
Yeah. Just get to my part.
Okay. Here it comes.
Yeah, it's good.
Love this song. Another one is you just kind of relate. You go, I don't think I've heard music like this for me.
That's the
you
thing.
know?
It's all kind of atypical, isn't it? Because every other band like this is going to be talking about skipping class.
Yep.
Going to smoke
School
reefer.
sucks. Yeah.
With
Definitely.
their...
Apparently with my neighbors in my apartment, according to the email I just got.
Yeah. So, no, this is good. It's fun. It's another one where before I knew what I was getting myself into with this group, I said... But I didn't know. What
does that mean when you're this far into the album? It's a song 11.
Well, I
pointed at it for you.
My first listen, I told you, it was just kind of on in the background. And
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention. And then they just keep saying, I'll kick their asses in the class. I'll kick their asses in the class. Going to get good grades. And I was like, what are we doing? Hold on. No, stop.
Yep. And he's like,
I have to turn this up. Will you stop?
That's Carl.
Yeah. I had to turn it up. I said, I can't be, and that's why I said, I can't be doing this with just as background music. I need to intellectually delve into it.
You know what I like?
The song? Yeah.
Cool thing. A goatee.
No, I love it. And the second time I listened to it, I said, I get it. I get the whole vibe, you know? So that's what I want to come here and tell you on this final song.
So
on
you
the
really
album.
didn't know what they sounded like at all. You didn't know what the band was.
I didn't know that I knew kind of the genre.
Yeah.
But I had not heard a single thing. I didn't know any of their, like I said, I didn't know their philosophy. I didn't know what point of view they were bringing to the table. I knew that they have a mascot that looks like Bart Simpson with glasses, and that's it.
And it's real. Like I said, he wears around his a little water bottle. You said he's got his little headband with his glasses.
Yeah.
They all their kids are there sometimes. Like
after I listened to the album a few times, and it all unlocked for me, and I said, "Oh, okay, now I get it now. It's not what I thought." Okay, I guess that's what I was going in with one thought, and then it took me a listen through to realize I had it wrong. So now I
adjust course.
I had to adjust my perception, and then I was like, "Oh no, we're having fun. We're just cool, nice, funny guys that like to hang out and play music."
I think there is I don't know. It's with any band, you don't know what's going on until you give them a listen.
Exactly.
It's like you brought up, on our other show, not to plug that one, but with Bad Religion, their lead singer is an evolutionary biologist. So a lot of these bands, it's like their lyrics are crazy smart, and there's an image and an idea about a band.
Yeah.
And once you listen to them, you go, oh, that's not So like what I'm listening to or what people think I'm listening to is a lot different than what I am listening to, which is awesome music.
Yeah.
Gonna kick their asses in class. And it's just fun.
It's fun.
And it's like, and then the end's like, we don't have time for this.
Gonna get good grades. We want spring. Yeah.
We must read. Just fun. Okay. Now another one. Next song. You good with that?
I'm good with it. I thought he was saying we want spring. We want spring, and then eventually we want spring break.
Oh, no, we must read.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Oh, yeah, here. This is
my favorite song on the album.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's mine.
Spent the last years in denial of my grief because you hated me. Anyone could see. I'll always wonder.
And I think Bill wrote this. Is that right? This guy's got a hell of a life.
What I did to you.
We'll stop soon. Hold on.
Pretending that I don't care.
Well, we got to get to the chorus.
Yeah.
When the only thing I needed was one more day. Like yesterday, I pick you up and put me down. Wish you were still around for one more day. Like yesterday, with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what the song's about?
Yep.
Okay.
I looked it up.
I would encourage anyone that cares about music, watch the Filmage documentary about Descendents, because he gets into this and he starts crying, and every time this song comes on,
It's emotional.
yes, I will get a text from my girlfriend that's like, I'm just listening. The song came on and now I feel it's about his dad. They had a bad relationship. And then when he was dying, he had to take care of him. I think he said in the documentary, I don't know if you read, his dad worked like 22 hours a day.
Oh, no.
Like he worked 2 jobs, 22 hours a day, would come home, put him to bed, like sleep for 3 hours and go back to work. And he's like, he did all this for us, but he like hated me.
Yeah.
And then he said now in interviews past this, he's like, I understand now that I'm even older, like there was dementia involved. Like there were all these things happening.
Sure.
But they never got to like, I mean, it's in the song.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah. I'll say the first time I listened to it, I was trying to figure out who he's talking to.
Yeah.
Because it is, without that context, it is a little, because it's a great song. I will say that, like right away, I was like, oh, this is my favorite song.
Yep.
It seems like the most songy song of all of them. Also, just from a level of like, there's verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, and some of the other ones don't always have the same structure and stuff, which I also like. But it just felt like this one was an important one. Like they spent a little more time on this one, and then I was just reading about the band, and they were like, this song kept coming up, so I was like, yeah, it is a good song. So I looked into it, and yeah, it's sad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Being in the hospital, cold antiseptic stairs, the smell of the sick room air, all this stuff about he just regrets what, it's like, God, that's a heavy song.
It's the regret, and also like trying to reconcile with someone who you love but also hates you.
Yeah.
But you also know they love you.
Yep.
and also you
didn't
hate
know how
them,
to show
but,
it to you.
Yeah.
And you
like it's just such a, and I think it more than any other song kind of on this album anyway, deftly sort of, I guess I don't want to say it's a bigger concept than the other songs, I guess.
Yeah.
And it sort of deftly handles it. And it's great. Just musically, it's probably the catchiest song also.
And when it kind of goes like,
I'm walking around my house going, one more day like yesterday.
shut up. There's the part where it kind of like slows down.
Yeah.
The little harmonizing.
Yeah, this part, yeah.
That's still like, he's back there. Is that where you went, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Great song. One of my favorites of theirs.
Yeah. It's great.
Ever.
It's great. Yeah. That chorus was stuck in my head, and then go ahead and we'll go to the next one if you're done.
I was just gonna say, in the documentary, he's like, I don't want to talk about. It's like he'll write these songs, and he's like, he'll put them out, and then when they ask him about it, like they then cut to the other bandmates talking about his dad. They're like, I didn't know him that well, but like he seemed really hard on, like,
Yeah.
But he won't, like, the song is what he put out, and he's like, I can't talk about it, like I don't want to.
Yeah. He said his
interesting.
piece.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tack.
Bass.
That's what, you know, whenever you watch a drummer, I mean, you know this.
Sure.
You had a drummer once. But the song's going on, and they're just like back there going like they're not singing the song, but you're like, 1, 2, 8, 8. They're just saying nonsense. Like, fuck, idiot! 7, 2, 3, 8.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
You're like, what are you saying? What's he saying?
Well, what you don't know is everyone else has an in-ear in that's listening to the track, and his is an AirPod.
Mm-hmm.
The drummer's typically talking to his doctor.
Yeah.
For most of the show.
This hurts.
Every time I kick, my ankle is sore. Where One More Day was the catchiest chorus, this song was stuck in my head.
Wow.
The music was catchy.
Mm-hmm.
I was singing that. I was walking around my house singing that. I didn't even know the words yet, and I was going, that's all I need.
The lyrics for you, luckily, are kind of nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's fun.
I like it, but like coming off of One More Day,
yeah,
this just sort of feels like we're finishing up the album here. You know,
this one was I think they probably had like, well, this song is like awesome. Like,
yeah,
we have a cool guitar part where the drums are rocking, the bass is bassing, and do
you know sometimes a song just sounds like a B-side? I'm not saying that about this one necessarily, but sometimes I'll listen to a song and I'll go, this was on the edge of not making it.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like they had a good, but it's not, the lyrics don't stick for me.
No, but
I get what it's about, but
yeah. Time for a new
but it does sound nice.
This is one of my favorite songs on the album. I want to see this live.
Okay. Well, I was gonna go see him soon, but we got stuff to do. You know.
Shoot. Well, I'll probably
talk to you about it later. I'm gonna have to cancel a big thing with you.
I will be there.
Anything else to say about this? You like it?
It's one of my favorite
Okay.
songs on the album.
So far, so good. I think I picked a good album to start with. Let's go to Anchor Grill.
Ooh. Is this Carl?
No.
Is this
It's
Bill? Jesus, Bill. So did he break up with his wife?
I don't care. Well, let's see. He's been with his wife 22 years.
Is this?
This must have been about his first relationship.
You think?
Well, I mean,
Well, I don't care.
hold on.
And you know what? I'm.
Let me yell at you. No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just going to say something.
Well, here's what I'll say. Yeah, you're probably right.
I like the sentiment of this song.
Me too.
This part.
Yeah.
And then I just fell in love with you at the Anchor Grill.
It's just about a couple that are older.
Yeah. That's what makes me think it's about his current.
Yes. They've got all this
They've
shit going on. They
been
go
together
back
for
to this
20 years.
place.
Yeah.
Not a big fancy place, right?
Right. It's just the Anchor Grill, for the love of God.
Right? Maybe it is a great. I don't know. In my head, it's like a place that's by the beach or something.
In my head,
like
it's
they used to
just
go on
like-
dates there or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. I think. Yeah. No. It's
I think I like the sentiment of the
it's a
song.
good song. It's a good song. It's just. No, it's good.
Is this where you say the album could have been 12 songs? The album could have been
No, it's
11
such a short album too. Every song
That's
is
the
like
thing.
2 minutes. So even if it's like I don't really like, I like the music, but
Mhm.
lyrically I'm not super into the song. It's still, by the end of it, I'm like, oh, this was fun to bop around to.
Mhm.
What am I gonna do? Skip a 2 minute song?
Yeah,
I'm not going to, and it is good. Like the music is good. It's just the tale of this album for me is some of the lyrics don't hit for me, but it's not about the lyrics.
Mhm.
Is what I'm, at least to me.
You don't think that's nice?
I do, but
Asshole.
keep playing.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll have eggs, hash browns, toast, get some of your lame coffee. Oh, we need a new life too.
that's Bill.
We need a new life too. No, it's fun. It is. I love the sentiment.
Oh, I was gonna tell you something before we started this.
What?
Well, I like this song.
I like it too.
Okay, and now we're on the last song of the album, and then I'll tell you. We got time.
I like this opening to this song, especially. Go ahead and play it. I want to see this live.
Yep.
They're about.
If it was for me,
You can tell this is the last song of the album.
Yes, I was gonna say this is, and in the live show, I imagine this is maybe the last song before they play their.
Before they come for their encore.
Yeah, and you're just like, yes.
Let's get through the chorus. Hurry up.
Great chorus. We're rocking the bass.
Yeah. Come on.
couldn't get
Nope.
it for free.
It's just about loving music.
Yeah, he just wants to make some music for the love of
And
God.
they haven't felt this way.
Yeah.
It's been so long since their last album.
Goosebumps been gone.
I love this song.
For
It's
way
one of
too
my
long.
favorites of theirs.
Yeah.
They'll stick around. Who knows how long they'll stick around? Please stick around. And then it was 12 years until they put out their next album.
Like, well, we can't just do this all the time.
It's like I have class to teach or whatever. So great song. I don't know what else to say about this one.
yeah,
just
I don't
listen
know.
to it.
It's a great song. Great way to finish off the album. I just want to create. It doesn't matter how I do it.
I
Nobody
like
ever
that.
said there's nothing to it.
That's something I needed to hear after the weekend I just had. Serious.
No, I know.
I listened to it today again after listening to it a bunch, and I was like, you know what? He's right.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Just do it. It's one. It kind of goes back to one of my favorite Kurt Vonnegut quotes of like, I'm not going to say it verbatim, but basically it's just the sentiment of just do.
Mm.
Just do it. Just create stuff. It's better than not.
I thought you were gonna do the one where you tell me just be kind, like they say at every graduation
Oh.
or whatever.
God damn it, babies, you gotta be kind.
Yeah.
You're like,
Why is Jim Carrey at my graduation telling me this? And he made a painting.
yeah.
Hello, Maharishi.
I hope you like it. And God damn it, babies, you've got to be kind.
We're all floating now. So great song, right?
Great song.
What do you think about this album?
I love this album. You've made a fan out of me.
Thank you. I thought you might like it.
Yeah, you were right. There's a couple, and I think I get why you like it. I get why these guys are among your favorite bands ever. I'll be checking out their oeuvre.
Check out
And-
Everything Sucks. Of course,
Yeah.
Milo going to be college now.
Yes, I'll be going through their whole discography. I'm going to check out that documentary. You may have made a fan out of me for life.
I
my
think you'll
friend.
like. Hey, everyone that and there's not a lot of people, but if it comes up and it's on and people start listening, it's one of those automatic like, oh, I do like this.
Yeah.
Even people whose music taste I had almost nothing in common with.
Sure.
This was another of like anyone can get on board with these guys.
Yeah.
You hope.
Yeah.
And yeah, they've got even their newest album. Ninth and Walnut is kind of a weird album.
Okay.
Because they were songs that were written a while ago, and some of the lyrics were even written by band members that are no longer with them. And then Milo,
the dead guy.
yeah, and then Milo did the vocals, and he's even said on one of them, he's like, "Yeah, Frank was an angry guy, and we don't." It's like I don't necessarily feel this way, but he wrote this song, and we wanted to
we're
put him out.
Gonna honor it.
So it's cool. But Hypercaphium Spazonate is great. That was their 2016 album. You might, if you like this one, you're gonna like that one.
Yeah, I'll be checking him out.
But what I was going to say, two quick things before we run out of memory here. I saw them once at Riot Fest. I watched them, ran over to see Death Cab for Cutie right afterwards. And the lead singer of that band, Benjamin Gibbard,
Yes.
he was like, I just wanted to say, after a couple songs, he's like, I just watched Descendents, and they're one of my favorite bands of all time. And I can't believe I got to see them. It's just like all these different stuff. And he played... I think I Will Follow You Into the Dark. And in the middle of the song, he started playing Silly Girl, one of their songs.
Right.
And you're just like, all these bands,
That's what.
it just gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
They have been gone for so long.
And it does strike me that they're kind of they seem more of a niche sort of thing, but also you can feel their influence everywhere by like artists.
Yep.
By actual artists.
By real artists.
Yeah, not like the AI artists
Yes.
that you're trying to make me like.
Yes, people that I look up to.
Yeah.
That's how I got into them.
Mm-hmm.
Said all these bands talk about these guys that look up to them. It's like, what is this? And it is older, especially then. It's like 1982. What are you like?
Right.
Is this 100 years old? Is this on a wax cylinder? And you listen to it, and it's like they could have put this out today.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that's on Milo Goes to College could have come out today.
Well, that's the one thing I want to say about this also is every single song I would want to see live.
Yep.
Like it puts, and I think they recorded it live in the studio and then maybe overdubbed the vocals. But from what I read, a lot of it was just done in the room. And it feels like that. It's just one of those where you're like, if I was at a festival and this band started playing, I would stay for the whole set. I would go buy their CD. And, you know, what does that mean coming from me? Nothing. But
well, they are. I've seen them, like I said, this past year, and they were one of the most intense. We had to get out of there. It was crazy. And then I saw a kid, probably 10 years younger than me at least, wearing like a shirt of their. It's like they're still kind of gaining fans, and it's nice.
They've gained one here today.
And I love to hear that because I'm sure there will be stuff down the pipeline that is not going to be as well received, but I hope it is.
Indeed.
I'm not going to pick stuff to just make you mad. But I will. I'll leave you with this.
Yes.
Do we have time?
We have a second.
Okay.
Your second point, please.
If there's anything that could be said about picking this as the perfect record for today, on the drive here from work, there's a guy driving a car next to me, and his license plate was Mug X3, Mug times 3, and I was like, Mug times like Mug 3 times, Mug. And I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And I'm going to swear on this show.
Fine.
We don't on our other show. But the beginning of Coffee Mug by Descendents.
Yes.
Did you listen to this one?
No.
Because this was his license plate.
I know it's a song. He's a fan.
Out of everything, I wanted to roll down my window because I was listening to this out. I was listening to "Cool to Be You," and I saw that and I was like, "There's no way."
You wanted to roll down your window and just turn it up and say, "Hey!"
I wanted to say, "Hey,
Mug, mug, mug." See,
So,
that's funny.
That's Descendents. Cool to Be You.
I love it.
Do we have to? We got to pick another album.
We got to rate it first.
Are we gonna run out of battery or whatever?
I give it a 7.5.
Okay. I give it a 10. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that with all the albums I bring here.
No, of course
but
not.
I love this band.
Yeah, I think.
So
God, 7.5 almost feels too low.
you can go 8.
Yeah, I'll go.
Well,
8.
we'll see.
I'll go 8.
You'll give it an 8.
I'll go 8.
Okay.
Yes. So in the vein of I pick, right?
Yep.
In the vein of this, I'm going to go with a band from the late 80s, early 90s who is a niche sort of thing that I discovered because other artists that I like them, and then now that they're among my favorite bands ever. They only put out 2 albums, and they are not the same music at all, but I think you'll like it. And I'm trying to decide because one of them is
Trying to
like,
guess if I could figure this out.
I don't think you do because
Okay.
I've never talked to you about them ever.
Okay.
And you don't know anything about it. But they are someone also that like randomly will just come up on random podcasts and stuff where they'll be name drops. I'm like, their influence knows no bounds. The band is Jellyfish. The album, well, I'm of two minds because their first album is probably considered the better album, but their second album is my favorite. And it has,
That's what I had problem with this.
but it's like 2 albums, so we'll probably eventually get to the other one. So I feel like probably the better introductory album will be their first. Jellyfish, Belly Button.
Yeah, I'm stumped.
Jellyfish, Belly Button. Go home and listen to it, kids.
Next week, we'll talk about it.
Have fun.
Bye.
Each week we listen to an album, here's our mind. Just know it's gonna take about 3 hours of your time to hear us complain or praise each other's taste. But no matter what, at the end of the day,